All right, well, let's start with the technical metrics, which are throughput and cycle time. And this can be phrased in story points executed per sprint, right? This requires the estimated sizing of the tickets. Typically, we play points poker. And backlog grooming, which is the splitting of large tickets that have lots of story points and the joining of smaller tickets that have fewer story points. More data and the excluding of outliers means more accurate predictions in the future, which is fantastic for the program manager. So if you know that your team has, over the last year, got through 40 story points per sprint on average, then you can predict that they will do 40 story points in the next sprint. And you can give your stakeholders a very clear idea of what will be finished by when. Then you've got the non-technical metrics. So the top of my list would be the DevOps research and assessment metrics, which are also called DORA. Okay. And DORA measures things like the deployment frequency. And the deployment frequency is boosted by automation, which is where AI can come in. It's the lead time for change implementation, okay, which is the team capacity, the number of engineers you've got, and the skill of those engineers, multiplied by the code complexity, multiplied by their adaptability to changes in infrastructure. Another two in the DORA metrics are change failure rate and the mean time to recover from such a failure.
Okay.
Then you've got the engineer net promoter score, okay? And the NPS is calculated by the percentage of promoters that rate the services and the products that the engineers use out of 10. So your promoters score a 9 or a 10, and you take the percentage of the promoters and you subtract the percentage of detractors, and the percentage of detractors score a 0 to 6 for the products and services. And that gives you the NPS score. Your objective is to drive up the quality of your developer experience processes over time. Now, I want to mention a fantastic tool that was created by a guy called Cy Jobling, who works in London. It's called Petals. And Petals gives a survey to your software developers, measuring their productivity, environment, teamwork, learning, and serenity. Petals, Petals.
Okay.
And then finally, you want to, and this is really important, you've got to reconnect the quality of the product with what you have delivered. Now, to do that, the product manager needs to do a before and after snapshot. They've got to collect both qualitative and quantitative metrics before your product is released, and qualitative and quantitative metrics after your product is released. So they're measuring things again like cost, revenue, and risk. So basically, if you were earning 10 million before your product was released and you're still earning 10 million afterwards, your product has had no measurable effect on cost or revenue or risk, then the product is a failure, no
Okay.
matter how satisfied the developers were.